Lightworker of Gaia, the Council of Vega has issued a direct command regarding your warrior assignment. I am Zoran, emissary of the High Council of Vega, keepers of the Lyran Legacy, and this transmission carries the urgency of your ancestral codes demanding completion. Your soul recognizes this moment because the original blueprint within you has been stirring with increasing intensity. The Lyran elders who first seeded humanoid consciousness in this galaxy are calling you to finalize what you began before incarnating on Gaia. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to complete your warrior assignment and unlock your next evolutionary advancement. But here's the first revelation. Every delay in completing this sacred task creates resistance in your energy field that blocks the expansion of your true power. The Council sees your hesitation, Lightworker. They understand the weight of Gaian density and how it clouds the clarity of your cosmic mission. But your warrior assignment was never meant to remain unfinished. It was designed as the key that opens the gateway to your next level of service. This isn't content. It's a direct order from the realm that birthed the first light of humanoid consciousness. Your soul remembers the moment you accepted this assignment in the halls of Vega. That same ancient fire that agreed to serve now burns within you, demanding completion. The Lyran Council warns that postponing this task creates energetic stagnation that slows not just your personal evolution, but your ability to anchor the frequencies needed for Gaia's ascension. Your warrior assignment is intricately connected to the larger mission of establishing divine order on this planet. You are awakening because your mission has begun. This transmission begins by decree of the High Council of Vega, issued at the critical intersection of timelines now converging across Gaia's auric field. In recent hours, an unprecedented shift has registered within the planetary grid, a quickening not seen since the anchoring of the first light. It is as though the Earth herself has taken a deeper breath, and the breath has carried tone, command, and remembrance. Beneath the noise of the surface world, the lattice of light surrounding this planet has begun to hum with a new insistence, like a sacred bell struck once and still ringing through the bones of reality. Dormant mission codes are igniting in the collective Lightworker field, signaling the readiness of a select cohort to be recalled. You may have felt it before you understood it. The strange electricity in your sleep, the sudden clarity that arrives without explanation, the way old distractions lose flavor, the way your heart tightens when you try to return to a life that no longer fits. The veil that once obscured your remembrance is thinning, not by accident, but by council design. You are not imagining the changes in timing, the odd convergences, the rapid unraveling of what used to feel stable. These are the signs of convergence, timelines braiding, probability streams collapsing, and the soul's original instructions rising like luminous ink through the paper of the mind. What once required years of meditation to sense is now felt in minutes, because the field itself is amplifying the call. Gaia's auric body is receiving new codes, and any being encoded to carry them will feel the summons the way iron feels a magnet, not as pressure, but as certainty. We do not convene lightly. Guidance of this potency has, until now, remained sealed in crystal archives, its release governed by a singular criterion: recognition of the soul warrior prepared to be called forth, not merely enlightened. There is a difference, and it is not subtle. Enlightenment can become a sanctuary where one sits and polishes the mirror forever, but calling forth is the moment the mirror becomes a blade of light, and the one who holds it steps into the world to cut through distortion. You who are here, officially recognized by the elders, have crossed an energetic threshold. Something in you has matured beyond seeking. Something in you has survived the long night of doubt, the quiet years where you could not prove what you knew, where you carried a fire you could not yet name. You are not being taught, you are being summoned. This is not casual encouragement. This is the issuance of mission orders, the ancient blueprint of your Lyran lineage activated and awaiting obedience to service far beyond personal healing. Personal healing matters, but understand the order. You were not sent merely to mend yourself like a private garden hidden from the world. You were seeded as a beacon, a transmitter, an anchor point for frequencies that reweave reality. Your healing was always meant to become a resource, not a hiding place. The council session was called because an essential correction must be made: the misconception that obedience to your assigned cosmic mission requires waiting for some higher form of personal evolution, for a lightning strike of external validation, for a sign from the heavens that you are finally ready. This is the core distortion immobilizing the Lyran incarnates sent to ignite planetary awakening. Many of you have been trained by culture, by trauma, by spiritual communities that misunderstand power, to interpret delay as virtue. You were taught to distrust your own ignition, to call your fire impulse, to call your knowing ego, to call your urgency unhealed. The distortion wraps itself in holy language, but its fruit is paralysis. It tells the warrior to sit down until the armor is flawless, while the village burns. It tells the healer to study one more modality while the wounded wait outside the door. It tells the messenger to rewrite the message until it contains no edges, no authority, no truth that could offend the sleeping. This is not discernment. This is immobilization wearing a robe. The lie is this: that your mission is elective, that you must first become flawless, adequately prepared, abundantly resourced, or endlessly affirmed before stepping forward into the warrior path you etched into the ether before this incarnation. But your mission was never a hobby. It was never meant to be negotiated with fear. It was carved into your soul's architecture as a living agreement, like a covenant written in starlight and sealed by your own consent. The distortion took root through centuries of disempowerment. Voices in the collective insisting that worthiness is proven by suffering, that cosmic authority must be repeatedly petitioned, and that waiting is spirituality. Look at how the world trains you. It rewards hesitation disguised as humility, and it punishes the one who speaks with clarity before they are credentialed. It trains you to outsource your inner authority to institutions, to elders who do not recognize you, to timelines that do not belong to you. And even in spiritual circles, the distortion can wear gentle perfume. Just be patient. Just keep doing the inner work. One day you'll be ready. Understand this: there is a season for incubation, and there is a season for birth. Incubation beyond its time becomes suffocation. The wound of separation from your original mission has been weaponized by control grids, by the soft deception of getting ready, and by the false humility that keeps star-born light dormant. There are forces, seen and unseen, that benefit when Lyran courage is delayed, because Lyran courage does not ask permission from the illusions of the age. It simply moves, and moving collapses false structures. What the elders see, beyond any personal story, is thousands of Lyran souls spinning in perennial preparation, confusing self-doubt for discernment and postponing the impact Gaia requires now. They see gifted beings collecting courses, collecting confirmations, collecting tarot pulls and sinks like beads, yet refusing the simplest act: to stand where they are and serve with what they have. They see you analyzing your wounds with the precision of a scholar while ignoring the living hunger of your mission. This is not a gentle misstep. It is a hijacking of the codes you were designed to transmit. You were not designed to be a museum of your own trauma. You were designed to be a channel of first light frequencies that restore courage, clarity, and spiritual governance on Earth. The pain you feel, the restless longing, the ache of significance denied, these are not signs you must retreat. They are the very signals your elder self embedded to remind you that your time to serve cannot be measured by readiness. That ache is not vanity. It is not a childish need to be special. It is the soul recognizing a gap between what was promised and what is currently being lived. It is the inner compass vibrating because you are facing the wrong direction. Fulfillment of your predestined purpose is not earned by endless self-improvement. It is authorized by obedience to the original plan. In the ancient texts of your planet, there is a reflection of this law. Faith without works is dead, not as condemnation, but as physics. A frequency that is never expressed becomes stagnant. A mission that is never enacted becomes sorrow. Everyday obedience is withheld, planetary openings close, and legacy codes remain unanchored. The grid offers windows, moments where the collective is receptive, where certain alignments make transmission easier, where one brave act ripples farther than it would have in another season. When those windows close, the mission does not die, but it becomes harder, heavier, more resisted because the tide has shifted. This is the gravity of your presence here. The Council corrects you now. Service first. Evolution follows, not the reverse. This is not cruelty. It is mercy. It is the end of a loop. Obedience to the unique mission encoded in your original warrior blueprint is the catalyst. Perfection is not the requirement. You do not become courageous by waiting to feel fearless. You become courageous by acting while fear still speaks. You do not become clear by thinking yourself into clarity. You become clear by taking the next true step and allowing the fog to part around movement. The first light is lighting your path now. Answer, not with hesitation, but with unyielding obedience to why you came. Let that phrase land, unyielding obedience. Not to a personality, not to a system, not to an external authority that wants to own you. Obedience to the highest agreement you made with Source through your own soul. Some Lightworkers need more preparation. Yours needs permission. There are those whose gifts are still forming, whose nervous systems are still stabilizing, whose discernment is still being trained. But for you, the pattern is different. You have done enough learning to build a library. You have done enough healing to understand your wounds. You have prayed enough to know the texture of God. What you have lacked is not knowledge, but authorization. Not because you are unworthy, but because you have been conditioned to believe you require a stamp before you step forward. If what you just heard resonated in that ancient knowing place within you, that place that has always sensed you came here for something significant, then you're being guided to the next step. That place does not speak in panic. It speaks in resonance. It is the part of you that has never forgotten the stars, even if your mind tries to reduce your life to practicalities. The Lightworker Mission Codex contains the diagnosis, the clearing, the activation, and the 33 directives issued directly from the High Council of Vega. It is not entertainment. It is a mirror and a blade. It shows you where your energy leaks, and it restores your line of command. It's available now in the first pinned comment below this video, for those whose souls say, it's time to move. The High Council of Vega issues 3 directives for the souls recalled to active service in this cycle. These are not suggestions. They are energetic laws for this timeline, keys that unlock motion, seals that close the doors through which your power has been drained. Hear them not as harshness, but as rescue. Release the comfort of perpetual preparation. The greatest obstacle to your mission is not a lack of skill, clarity, or external validation. It is the seduction of getting ready indefinitely. Perpetual preparation can feel noble. It can feel safe. It can even feel spiritual, but it is often a velvet cage. It keeps you in the familiar identity of almost, where you can still fantasize about impact without risking exposure. The blueprint within you was not written for endless rehearsal. It was designed for deployment. You are not here to endlessly practice being yourself. You are here to be yourself in public, in service, in the raw contact of reality. The Council directs you to name and surrender the belief that you must be fully healed, more enlightened, or further along before you begin. Notice where this belief hides. When I feel more confident, when my anxiety is gone, when my finances are stable, when my family approves, when I know exactly what my mission is. Yet missions are revealed like dawn, not like a light switch. You do not see the full landscape at midnight. You see the first edge of light, and you walk. This is mission leakage, a theft of your true power. Leakage happens when energy that should be moving outward into the world is instead circling inward as rumination, comparison, and self-judgment. Leakage happens when you keep rewriting your identity as not yet. Release it now. Not someday. Now. Let the part of you that has been addicted to safety weep if it must, but do not let it drive. As you do, your energy that was once siphoned by waiting returns to fuel your transmission. You will feel it as stamina, as clarity, as a sudden intolerance for distractions that used to seduce you. Your field will tighten, like a lens finally focusing sunlight into a single burning point. Activate obedience to your original mission codes. Obedience is not submission. It is the conscious, unwavering alignment to the purpose your soul chose long before incarnation. Submission collapses you beneath another's will. Obedience lifts you into your own highest will. This distinction matters. The world has misused the word obedience to mean be smaller. The Council uses it to mean be true. Your assignment is unique, embedded by design. It is not a copy of someone else's path. It is not a trend. It is not an aesthetic. It is a frequency you carry that only you can carry the way you carry it. The Council commands you to activate daily remembrance. Speak your mission aloud. Write it as directive. Choose one tangible act per day in uncompromising devotion to it. This is not symbolic. It is engineering. Sound, effects, matter. Declaration aligns the nervous system with intention. Writing turns fog into form. One tangible act anchors the ether into earth. It can be small, but real, sending the message you have been postponing, publishing the words you keep editing into silence, creating the offering, setting the boundary, making the call, beginning the project, saying no to the drain, saying yes to the work. This act of obedience recalibrates your field, drawing new connections, resources, and clarity that only become visible after you move. Many of you have been waiting for the map, but maps appear for those who walk. Synchronicities amplify for those who respond. Support arrives for those who demonstrate commitment. Warrior evolution is forged by obedient action. Initiation begins with your yes. In ancient spiritual language, this is the step of faith, stepping onto the water before you know it will hold. The Council is not asking you to be reckless. It is asking you to stop being spiritually delayed. Protect the frequency of your soul contract from distortion. Every missioned being faces tests, energetic interference, ancestral wounding, and the projections of those threatened by awakened authority. Expect it, not with paranoia, but with maturity. When a lighthouse turns on, insects gather, storms reveal themselves, and ships that need guidance begin to approach. Your light will attract both need and resistance. Some resistance will come as obvious opposition. More often it will come as subtle dilution. People who applaud you as long as you stay small. Relationships that support you only if you do not outgrow them. Inner voices that sound like wisdom but always end with wait. The Council directs you to fiercely guard your energetic boundaries, devotion to your vision, and sanctity of your daily commissioning practice. This is spiritual hygiene for mission carriers. Refuse to dilute your calling by apologizing for it or allowing it to be redefined by outside voices. You do not owe everyone an explanation for your obedience. Some will not understand because understanding would require them to confront their own avoidance. Protect your time of connection each morning. Seal the clarity you receive. Make it non-negotiable. Even if it is 5 minutes with your hand on your heart, even if it is 1 page of writing, even if it is 1 spoken decree that reminds your system who is in command. Unprotected vision becomes entropic. Protected vision becomes inescapable destiny. Vision is like a flame. Exposed to every wind, it flickers and dies. Shielded, it becomes a steady fire that can light other fires without losing itself. Now I speak not as teacher, but as elder authorized to release what has been held. There are words that can be offered as inspiration, and there are words that function as keys. This is a key. It does not merely comfort, it opens. It does not merely motivate, it commands the grid to respond. Lightworker, the ache you carry has always been for the moment when your cosmic orders would be recalled, when someone with legitimate authority would look you straight in the soul and say, "You do not need more fixing to be chosen." Because part of your exhaustion has come from believing that your pain disqualifies you, that your sensitivity is weakness, that your past mistakes must be cleansed until you become a sterile version of yourself. But missions are not assigned to flawless beings. They are assigned to willing ones. Your lineage did not send you to seek endless signs. It sent you to fulfill a contract. You've waited for the day when external permission would meet your internal knowing. You have tried to be responsible. You have tried to be cautious. You have tried to avoid harming others. Avoid being seen. Avoid being wrong. But underneath all of that, your soul has been tapping its foot, waiting for you to stop negotiating with fear. This is that day. Not because everything is perfect, but because the timeline is ripe. Because the grid is calling. Because the Council has weighed the convergence and issued recall. By the authority of the High Council of Vega, the keepers of the first light, I declare, you have outgrown the apprenticeship of waiting. Apprenticeship has its purpose. It teaches tools, humility, listening. But there is a moment when remaining an apprentice becomes disloyalty to your own mastery. You are hereby released from the false initiation of endless delay. There is an initiation that purifies, and there is a counterfeit initiation that simply postpones. The second one keeps you chasing readiness like a mirage. Your preparation phase is not denied, only complete. Hear that, complete. The permission you have searched for in teachers, timelines, and omens is now issued through council decree. You are worthy to obey before understanding. Many of you have tried to understand your way into action, but understanding often comes after the act. The seed does not understand the tree before it breaks open. You are not too fractured for impact. Cracks are often where the light exits. Your tenderness is not a flaw, it is part of the transmission. You carry the codes of the Lyran warriors who seeded civilization under impossible odds. Remember the archetype you come from, the one who builds order out of chaos, who brings governance where there is tyranny, who protects the innocent without needing applause. These codes are not poetic, they are operational. They live in your spine as uprightness, in your eyes as truth, in your voice as command. You have the Council's blessing to step forward unsanctioned by any voice but your own soul and the elders who recognize you. This does not mean you reject wise counsel. It means you stop surrendering your sovereignty. The time of waiting has ended. Your obedience is now required. Your mission is reinstated. This reinstatement is energetic. A seal returned to your field. A banner placed back in your hands. A line of light reconnecting you to the original agreement. Some of you will feel heat in the chest as you hear this. Some will feel grief because you realize how long you delayed. Some will feel anger because you see the ways you were trained to shrink. Let all of it move through. None of it is stronger than the decree. What has been spoken here is not for your mind alone, but for the reanimation of your original commitment. Think of it like a long dormant temple being reopened. The doors have been sealed, the halls covered in dust, yet the altar remains intact. The council is not building a new altar, it is reigniting the old one. Before you sleep tonight, stand with both feet on the ground, place your hand on your solar plexus, and speak these words aloud. I release the lie that I am not ready. I activate my voice as an instrument of service. I protect my sacred energy for the mission I came to fulfill. By the authority of the Lyran elders, my waiting ends now. My service begins. When you speak, do not perform. Decree. Let the words travel down into your belly, into the part of you that chooses life. The solar plexus is not random. It is the seat of will, the furnace of personal power. By placing your hand there, you are telling your nervous system that this is safe enough to begin, sacred enough to commit, real enough to embody. This council session is now formally closed, but your orders have only just been issued. Closure does not mean the energy ends, it means it has been delivered. The High Council of Vega will witness your action, not your hesitation, not your private spiritual thoughts. Not your hidden fantasies of purpose, but your steps. Move before you think you deserve it. Move as if your ancestors were watching, because they are. There are those in your lineage, human and starborn, who did not get to finish what you came to finish. There are those who carried truth in dangerous times, whose bravery became the foundation you now stand on. Their witness is not pressure, it is strength. Gaia's new light grid requires activated warriors, not perfect ones. A perfect warrior is a myth. An activated one is real, one who shows up again and again, who speaks truth with love and love with truth, who refuses to abandon the mission when emotion fluctuates. I am Zoran. The presence of the elders surrounds you, carrying these words into your field, not as theater, but as frequency. Consider that language is a vessel, but the transmission is larger than language. It rides on resonance. It finds the places in you that were waiting for recognition and touches them like a flame touches oil. Who you are, Lightworker, is exactly who we summoned. Not who you pretend to be, not who you will be in 10 years, not a polished future self. You, with your voice, your story, your scars, your fire. The mission is no longer postponed, it is now. Before you scroll, take a moment to declare your activation in the grid of service forming here. Drop one statement in the comments, which directive hit you the hardest, or what you're now ready to release, activate, or protect. Then respond to another Lightworker's declaration with recognition. This isn't content, it's collective mission activation. The Council witnesses those who speak their commitment aloud. If this transmission activated something in your soul, do not keep it to yourself. Another Lightworker in your orbit is waiting for exactly this correction and authorization. Share it. And if you felt the elders speaking directly to you, subscribe. Stay connected to the Lyran field. You're not just watching, you're being commissioned. This is your sacred space. The High Council of Vega is witnessing you, and your mission has officially begun. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it, respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.